Ariana Grande, our goddess, our pop princess. With her high ponytail and tall boots, she looks like the perfect package. Well, except for the fact that she's the goofiest star who embarrasses herself on the reg. We are seriously obsessed with how many times Ari has lost a shoe on stage. But before we delve into the not one, but many times a shoe has flown off her fine foot, we have to get into some serious disrespect Ari once showed to none other than a donut. Eee! The secondhand embarrassment is too grande. So Ari and her posse decided to hit up a donut shop a few years back, and she got the big idea to lick a donut that was on display and was not hers. And while it sounds like kids just being kids, 22-year-old kids, but who's counting? Unfortunately, the whole thing was caught on tape. Shudders commence. Oh, and did we mention that in the donut licking event, she also squeezed in the words, "I hate Americans, I hate America"? I guess Ariana doesn't just half flame out. She goes all the way. But have no fear. The singer immediately posted an apology vid saying, "Seeing a video of yourself behaving poorly that you have no idea was taken is such a rude awakening that you don't even know what to do."
I was so disgusted with myself. I shoved my face in a pillow.
Okay, so this one is more of a technical difficulty versus Ari licking a donut and then being majorly unpatriotic. So let's just clear the air before we delve in. Back in 2019, Miss Grande had the honor of headlining Coachella. And as we all know, the best part of Music Fest is the surprises. Well, Ari had the pleasure of welcoming rapper and Bang Bang collaborator Nicki Minaj to join her mid-concert. Fun, right? Well, not so much fun when their earpieces stopped working and the whole collab turned into a tone-deaf disaster. Seriously, the set went so badly that Ari had to post yet another apology video on Instagram. Proof that even when you're a multi-platinum star, you can still have bad tech. Yikes.
It's so crazy.
If I'm going to be totally honest, my favorite cringe fact about Miss Grande is that she loses her shoes on stage. A lot. So far, there have been 3 major lost shoe times. If there's one thing I know about Miss Ari is that she loves the heel of her shoes to be about 3 feet tall, which is a lot for a 5-footer. So let's get into the straight up facts. Here are all the times Ari has kicked and or lost her shoe mid-performance. During her honeymoon tour in Madison Square Gardens, she kicked off a glittery heel. A brave security guard found the heel and returned it. On that same tour, Ari lost a shoe in Austin, Texas. And the final known caught on video shoe loss happened mid-concert in Montreal. Someone needs to grab this girl some laces. Stat.
Yeah, I was a mess.
The embarrassment for Ari takes no time off, whether she's performing at Madison Square Gardens or on The Ellen Show. First off, let us all praise and adore Ari for making her Thank You Next performance as a tribute to the campy classic, The First Wives Club. Dressing in flowy white looks, Ari traipses around the stage the way Bette Midler, Diane Keaton, and Goldie Hawn did in the film. Swoon. Now what Bette, Diane, and Goldie didn't do was wear thigh-high boots with 6-inch heels. But Ariana's gotta be Ari. So it turns out flowy dresses plus high-heeled boots with the addition of standing up on a chair don't mix. As Ariana attempts to get off the chair, her heel gets stuck in a piece of lace fabric. And we can definitely see Ari's soul leave her body for a sec. While it was only a minor tumble and she regained composure immediately, the secondhand embarrassment was felt.
I can't do that.
So yes, in case you're wondering, this is yet again another Ariana's shoes are too tall and the stage she's performing on is too slippy. But this time, it's with levels. As we all were introduced to levels when Rihanna did the 2023 halftime show and decided to wow us all with the movements of stages. Anyways, Ari did it first. Back in 2015, during what we will now refer to as her infamous honeymoon tour, Ari wore her classic sky-high boots. But this time, she had to change levels, moving from one large platform to an elevated one. Ariana, of course, fell to her knees. But have no fear. Our girl was a falling pro at this point and laughed it off. The highlight of this moment was one of Ariana's backup dancers not knowing whether to help or to keep going. And TBH, after all the times she's fallen, makes sense.
Oh my goodness.
Once again, our girl shone brightly while the stage had other plans for her. Earlier in her career, Ariana had the pleasure of being part of the 2014 Jingle Ball, a star-studded event that only the most famous get to perform at. And hey, it was a literal celebration that Ari was there. Confetti and everything. But the thing about confetti is it gets everywhere. Like everywhere, including underneath Ariana's heel. Ari was a good sport by jokingly saying, "You almost died up here." It's looking like we're gonna need to buy Ari an "I survived Madison Square Gardens" t-shirt. Twice. A moment that once seemed a little embarrassing now has a bittersweet tone. During a performance of The Way that was a duet with her former BF Mac Miller, rest in peace. Since Mac wasn't there, Ariana had assumed that the rap part was completely cut out of the song, but insisted they left in the first verse. This was so discombobulating that she had to start the performance all over again. Luckily for her, the crowd loved her and even rapped the parts she couldn't. Our hearts go out to Mac, his family, and friends, and to quote Ari herself, he was an angel. Okay, while all these other instances were embarrassing with a side of, phew, glad that wasn't me, this next moment of cringe is an all-timer. Seriously. It makes us all heart Ari so much she deserves an award. While performing at the Victoria's Secret fashion show in 2014, Little Miss Ari stands no more than 5 feet, hence why she's tripping so often on giant heels. So to see that bite-sized performer with some of the tallest models in the world already was a feast for the eyes. Sadly, being so small, Ari was literally hard to see on stage. For real, Victoria's Secret angel Elsa Hulsk was doing her thing when she ever so violently, accidentally whipped our girl Ariana right in the face with her huge Victoria's Secret angel wings. And while that sounds as terrifying as it is hilarious, the reason why we can all laugh it off is the face Ariana made while being pummeled with plumes. Her shocked, fearful face is literally the meme of the aughts, and we are #grateful for it. Luckily, Ariana made it out of that show alive physically. Now emotionally, that may have taken some time.
I was like, I'm so sorry.
Now, here's an event we can all relate to. Well, sort of. When accepting a Teen Choice Award, the Vampire Diaries star Ian Somerhalder, he decided he was going to go in for a full kiss. Ari, being ever our aught queen, dodged it hard. In the end, he ended up kissing her on the cheek, resulting in one extremely awkward interaction. All I can say is kisses need consent. Can we get an amen? And the dodges do not stop coming. During a particular VMA award win, Ariana managed to high-five and handshake all the celeb well-wishers. That is, except for Katy Perry's stunt date, RiffRaff. But let's be honest, RiffRaff? If I was Ari, that would have been a no for me, dog.
It's definitely a no for me, dog.
And speaking of that's a no from me, dog, the embarrassing moment to cringe us all comes from a hilarious interaction when American Idol judge Randy Jackson left our girl hanging, fully ignoring her high-five attempt. Luckily, American Idol host Ryan Seacrest witnessed this, and the cringe turned to full-out laughter. So nice to end on a high note. Hopefully you can compose yourself after living through all that secondhand embarrassment. Like, ick. Which moment made your skin crawl? Comment below. And for all your pop icon needs, be sure to like and subscribe to The Thing Celebrity.